What's up, everybody? This is Carmine Davis, and you are listening and watching The Carmine Davis Show. What the fuck is up, everybody? I'm glad to be here. It's been a cool week. A lot going on in the media, bitch. A lot going on, but before we talk about all that, make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. We just did our first Carmine's Cash App contest giveaway, where I gave 150, or I'm trying to. Gwendolyn, if you're watching this, hit me back. I wrote her in the comment section. I'm trying to give her the $150 that she won. Congratulations, Gwendolyn. And if she doesn't hit me up anytime soon to respond, I would just pick another winner. But you can see me crowning a winner on Instagram.com/Carmine Davis. Make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast if you're new or a constant listener and not subscribing like a weirdo. Make sure you do that. Follow us on Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show. Honey, get tapped in and you could win $20 to $200. I even upped the wheel last week to do $250. So we're announcing a new winner this week. So I'm excited. I actually like doing this. It's pretty fun for me. I like giveaways and making somebody's day. So we're going to spin after the show and pay attention on Instagram. I'm going to DM you and you have 6 days to respond to get your Cash App, honey. And if I don't hear from Gwendolyn in the next 2 or 3 days, I'm going to just go ahead and do double winner back to back. But let's get into the show. The first hot topic is from lovebscott.com. Now, I love Flo Milli. Right? I love her, love her, love her, love her, love her. I'm Team Flo. I think she has such a great, unique flow. She's my Capricorn sister, and I love everything about her. Flo Milli says people want her to be insecure about her skin tone, but it's never going to happen. Flo Milli has a new album on the way. Flo Milli is not here for comparing her to other rappers, especially when they project their own insecurities onto her. In a new interview with Rolling Stone, the Alabama rapper elaborated on her previous comments, demanding fans would stop this tired-ass narrative y'all love to push about my career. She clarified that the narrative in question is fans saying I'm underrated or the colorism thing. She also reiterated her request to stop comparing her to other artists, especially when it comes to their looks. They want me to be insecure about my skin tone, which is never going to happen. Amen. She said, I want people to understand everybody does not hate themselves. I think I'm a bad bitch, and there's nothing you can say that's going to make me think otherwise. So please stop. And I was also telling them to stop using my name to degrade other people. I want y'all to support me, but don't try to bring another woman down in the process because that don't make me feel good. That's right. Her reasoning is simple. I went from not having shit to being where I'm at. So when you get on the internet and see people like, oh my God, I feel so bad for her. Like, bitch, I'm not a charity case. That's all I be saying. If I'm not complaining, I don't think anybody else should either. Flo was miffed when fans posted tweets dissing Ice Spice by comparing her to Flo. Just as much when in response, other supporters wondered, where were you guys when she needed y'all the most? Flo Milli, who was promoting the coming release of her third album, Fine Ho Stay, is obviously doing just fine. I love Flo Milli. I do love this, her beautiful skin tone. I think she's lovely, and I think she has a great style of music. I feel like she definitely is right in the middle of one of those girls who are TikTok rappers, but also can rap. So she's like the perfect blend to me, and I think I'm not totally sure what Flo means by that. I think she's trying to say that colorism does not affect her career. I'm not totally sure. I want to say that she believes that it's not hindrance to her and that she does not feel like it's going to stop her. But I want her to know that colorism is affecting her career. You know, people are bringing up valid points if they're comparing her to Ice Spice, like her ascension. I mean, colorism is real. You know, I mean, it is. It does affect, especially in media. She might not feel that way personally, and that's a beautiful thing, but don't be ignorant to the fact that colorism exists. Even me, like I deal with colorism myself. Me and Flo Milli, I would say we're the same shade, but then, you know, you have people on the internet, honey, who will say I'm brown skin and she dark skin, and, you know, then they high yellow, they all these things, but we're black. But people don't look at it that way, and it does affect the way people, even this thumbnail of this video, people probably will scroll past me to go to someone who have a lighter complexion, who they deem media-wise more attractive. Do you get what I'm saying? Leave a comment below if you understand where I'm coming from. I don't want to go back. I don't want to have the whole conversation about colorism and all that stuff because it's very real. I think it's tired that we're even having this discussion. We're taught from a very young age, even if you watch TV, honey, and from cartoons, look at the cartoons that we watched growing up. We're taught to empathize with fair-skinned European, Western European standards of beauty, all those things. We're thought to aspire to those: small waist, big booty, big titties, men, washboard abs, long flowing hair. Like, we're taught to aspire to those things. There's a mold that people put out of us. If you're a black boy, you have to look a certain way to be attractive. If you're a white girl, you have to look a certain way to be attractive. We all are affected by that. Those are something that has been here before any of us were born, most of the time. You know what I mean? So we're fighting against it. And because of people like Flo Milli or myself who are pushing the narrative and still going out there brazenly, being ourselves and authentic selves and showing up and being sexy and being a sex symbol and confident in our own selves. You know, I understand where she's coming from. I'm not a charity case neither, bitch. You don't gotta feel sorry for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not brave. Bitch, I'm fine. You know, I get where she's coming from. I feel her, but does it really exist? Yes. Is that something that whether we make it known that we're fighting against or we choose to ignore it or whatever, it's still real. Leave a comment below. If you feel me, if you have a different viewpoint, you could also, by commenting on this video, you could be eligible to win $200 in our Carmine's Cash App contest giveaway. So leave a comment below about this. Subscribe, rate, and review this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and or Apple. And also follow us on our socials, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis and Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show. So to make it all make sense, for once and for all, in order to win the $20 to $200, you have to, 1, comment on a YouTube video, follow and rate this video, or any of our videos, past, present, or future, right? Then you also have to go on an audio platform where you're hearing this podcast and follow, rate, and review this podcast. And then you also have to take it to social media, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis and Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show, and follow us to be eligible. That seems like a lot, but bitch, that takes 10 minutes. Come on. To win $20 to $200, and I might give you $250. All right, let's go to the next hot topic. This is again from LovelyScott.com. Old and fruity, Cassie's husband, Alex Fine, blasts her ex-boyfriend, Diddy. Cassie ended her decade-long relationship with Diddy and shortly afterward became engaged to her now husband, Alex Fine. Cassie's husband, Alex Fine, nonchalantly called out her ex-boyfriend Diddy under a video of hip-hop mogul talking about giving back publishing rights to his former artist. Radar Online has learned. He's old and fruity. The trainer coming with a rainbow flag and an elderly man emoji, doubling down on claims he's made before. Cassie and Diddy dated for a decade, but split for good in 2018 before she moved on with Fine in 2019. In the clip, Diddy spoke about his decision to give writers and artists that he worked with their publishing back and revealed it was a long time coming. 2 years ago, I re-signed the publishing and then the lawyers had to work everything out. He explained, it's not an easy thing. It's called reassigned. I didn't give nobody anything. Diddy reasoned on the Breakfast Club podcast that he evolved as a businessman. You don't have to make changes in the world, but if you have a chance to do the right thing, you do the right thing. That's a world I want to live in. I want to be the change that I want. The mogul continued, it's really about me evolving and me wanting to do the right thing. He shut down claims that it was now essentially worthless for the artist. Danity Kane singer Aubrey recently shared her 2 cents, claiming her former boss Diddy was cutting deals for artists to sign NDAs to own rights to their music. She claimed her ex-mentor asked her to sign an NDA preventing her from disparaging the rapper or his bad boy label. I got it a few months ago when he started doing this, the showstopper hitmaker said, noting she wouldn't oblige. So what's happening is artists, some of them, not all of them, are being given streaming royalties and ownership back over our publishing on songs that we wrote at a time when you know that you have to stream a song 1 million times to make it a cent. it's hundreds of dollars. After being blasted by O'Day, many fans were quick to notice Fine entered the chat under the Shade Room's post about Diddy. Months ago, Fine had fired back at Diddy after his latest track, Gotta Move On, seemingly addressed his physical romance with Cassie. Happy Pride to all my LGBTQ friends, Fine wrote with the link attached, is a charity that helps people who are in the closet and gotta move on, along with other resources. Diddy has not responded to his comments. Child, Mr. Fine is spending a lot of time on the net talking about Diddy and his sexuality, honey. I don't really like some white man attacking another black man about his sexuality. That's what I'm here for, right? You know, that's my job. I'm here to call people old and fruity, honey. So, Mr. Fine, you sit your motherfucking fine ass down and let me do my thing. That's my motherfucking job, okay? But all jokes aside, like, I don't like that coming from him. He should have sat there and minded his white ass business. But I do think that Diddy, is a very sexual man. And I do feel like when you're that kind of man, he's a billionaire, right? Not a lot of people will say no to you, and options are vast. So I feel like Diddy, I think the average man will get tired of the same thing over and over again. So I'm 1,000% sure that Diddy probably himself might be able to kind of, you know, but that's not the point. The point is, one, I loved Aubrey O'Day's interview on that podcast that she did where she discussed the deal that was presented. I believe her. I think Aubrey O'Day has never been caught in a lie. I always felt like she was the underrated genius, probably one of the greatest artists that Diddy has signed in the last 10, 20 years. And, you know, in the 2000s, I think out of that lump of people that he signed, the Cassies and the Day 26s and the, you know, the ones that he signed post 2000s, I think Aubrey O'Day and Danity Kane is probably the greatest contribution that Diddy has given to music, right? That's just my humble opinion. I think that Aubrey O'Day is an underrated talent. The music that she's made, even post Danity Kane, is thrilling. I think that she does great work. She's one of my inspirations. And I love that she's always stayed true and honest with herself from at a time where a lot of women were not doing that, especially in front of Diddy, right? And I believe everything she said. That's the point. I believe it. I believe that that deal was to further advance Diddy's career. I think that the Mace and all that drama, that hoopla, that dark shadow is what's stopping Diddy from going into the direction in the future, like this love idea and this whole, and maybe just even growth, like in his own growth. I think Diddy wants to present himself in a certain way that his past is shadowing. And in order for him to get that out of his way, he has to realign and make things right. But as a businessman, he can't make things right because that would cost him too much. So offering digital royalties, right, or streaming royalties with attached to an NDA is his way of like kind of looking good. He announced that he did all this and gave all their publishing rights and gave it back, or gave them some publishing rights back, and made it look like he had done something great and moving on. But I don't think he underestimated the thought process of his artists like Aubrey O'Day. I think being willing to put that $100 aside and tell the truth about what's going on is going to make Aubrey O'Day a very rich woman. More than what she would have gotten, honey, from that bullshit deal you offered her. Now, do I feel like other people got different deals like Aubrey O'Day said or how Diddy said? I don't believe that, because I feel like one thing I noticed was that there was kind of silence from other artists like Faith Evans. I think she just went on and announced that her vinyl was coming back out. I don't feel like I don't think this was the deal that he was trying to push it to be. Leave a comment below if you get what I'm saying. Like, I do feel like Diddy had this watch my left hand while my right hand continues to fuck my old artist kind of thing. You know, oh, I'm doing a great thing. Look, look, look. And like, but it comes with strings that are kind of hazardous. Like, they're tough. There's hard strings to cut. So I don't believe Diddy has changed a look at all. I just think that Denny, Diddy, Denny. I think that Diddy just kind of, what is it, the seat changes colors, but it doesn't change, you know, kind of thing. Like, I think he's just trying to rebrand again, honey. Leave a comment below if you think that this is a real effort from Diddy to make things right with older artists or the past artists. Do you feel like it was a rebranding idea and a publicity opportunity that he was going to do to keep his name in the media, which I think, you know, I mean, for a moment, I thought that Diddy really just opened his eyes to the Lord and decided to give them people their money, child. Why haven't you given them their money in the first place? It's whatever. Or leave a comment below if you feel like this is all bullshit, honey. I want to know. And if you leave a comment below, like I said, you do get a chance to, and if you also leave a comment, subscribe, rate and review to this YouTube channel, listen to us on audio, Apple and Spotify, subscribe, rate and review this podcast there. Follow us on Instagram.com/CARMINE DAVIS and Instagram.com/CARMINE DAVIS show. You are eligible and you go in to be on the wheel, honey, of fortune. Oh, wrong way. The Wheel of Fortune, honey. Is that what we're calling it? We're going to call it the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to write your name here along with an amount of money, and we're going to spin it, and we're going to spin about you, baby, and see how much you win. And I'll cash app you, honey. Honey, child. And I'm excited about it. That's my favorite. That's my new project now. Speaking of new projects, honey, my new single, I Know What Boys Like, my cover of the Waitresses song, is out on streaming platforms. Well, let me tell you the story real quick. I set a release date a long time ago to the 21st, which was yesterday, and then we changed it for press reasons and a rollout extension. So I changed it to the 25th, but Spotify leaked it early the night of, and then I went ahead and released that. They leaked it trying to get ahead of it, and then they took it down. So every other store has it besides Spotify right now, but I'm sure probably by the time this airs that Spotify would have it. So it's out now. A lot of fun things coming with this. I will talk more about it on the after show, and I'm going to talk more about my choice in using this song and why, and the future plans with the song on the after show on patreon.com/CARMINE DAVIS. Tune in if you want to hear that tea, and along with the tea through my week. My nigga is here. We've got a lot to talk about. And yeah, so listen to the after show for all that good tea. And we're going to move on to the final hot topic of the week. Okay, so Abbott Elementary star Tyler James Williams granted restraining order against alleged stalker who threatened him. I'm not playing games with you. Okay. Ooh, yeah, this is a doozy. Okay. Tyler James Williams has been granted a temporary restraining order against an alleged stalker who allegedly drove thousands of miles and popped up at his front door via Radar Online. According to court documents obtained by RadarOnline.com, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge ordered the man identified as John Doe in Williams' filings to stay 100 yards away from the Abbott Elementary star. In his petition, Williams claimed the man in question had been sending him concerning messages on social media. In another filing, Williams' lawyer said some of these messages contain explicit content, including statements about being raped, robberies at gunpoint, drugs, and social abandonment. Williams said the man seems unstable and is also delusional since he believes we have a relationship. His filing said messages that were sent by Doe included, "I'm coming to the house and I don't play games." Other messages include, "I'm not playing games with you here. My mind is playing games with me. And call me, I can't stop shaking." The Star said the man drove 2,200 miles and showed up to his LA apartment complex on September the 1st. Williams and Doe made entry to the building. Williams said Doe made entry to the building. Once inside the building, he repeatedly banged on the door while asking me to open my door, the actor said. Williams said Doe continuously rang my doorbell at least 30 times over a 4-hour period. Damn. He also attempted to open a window adjacent to my front door. The actor said the Ring camera captured the incident. Williams said Doe became frustrated with not being able to make contact and was heard on the camera saying, "I can't believe I'm leaving and we didn't talk. This isn't fucking fair." His messages and erratic behavior have placed me in fear for myself and have caused me to suffer substantial emotional distress. Williams said he told the court he has not returned to the apartment since the incident occurred. Williams pleaded with the judge to order Doe to stay away from him or face being arrested. In his court filing, the actor revealed he hired a private investigator to gain intelligence on Doe. Williams' temporary restraining order will remain in effect until an October hearing where a judge will determine whether to make it a permanent one. That's terrifying, and we hope Tyler has beefed up his security. I hope he's doing okay, too. He's fine, but not that damn fine. But something else I was talking to a good friend of mine about this when this came out is I don't know how I believe everything. I don't... call me devil's advocate, right? I don't know if I believe everything that this man is saying. This sounds like... I want to see the receipts. I want to see the receipts. I don't want to make a large claim and there's no, like, I want to see the receipts. Like, he said that there was a ring light, video footage. How does he know that he came 2,200 miles if he doesn't know this man? I want to see the receipts. This all sounds like some Diddy type of shit, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I think Tyler James Williams has been accused, or they've made claims about his sexuality for quite some time now. And full disclosure, I don't believe that anybody's 100% anything, right? Especially not straight or gay. Even though I think I'm 1,000% gay. But you never know, for the right woman, you know, I might break down that wall and eat a little cat, you know. But I've done stranger things for less. But I do think that I think that this sounds like a hookup or like a breakup gone wrong. Like, maybe this man, they've known each other. Hear my theory, right? Maybe they've known each other and they hooked up before and they've had a conversation, but Tyler was like, look, man, like, you know, I'm not with that gay shit for real. I'm just trying to have a good time. And then this man just did not want to lose Tyler, you know, and so he drove all this way. I don't play games, bitch. Like, you know, you fucked, we fucked, you know, you're mine, you know, like, and I think that he probably was like pushing and a little bit obsessive and obsessed with this man. And he drove all this way because he felt like he could, if you know what I'm saying. Like, maybe boundaries were crossed in both ways. Do you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment below. What I'm saying without trying to say it. Leave a comment below if you feel what I'm saying. It's definitely giving. I would love to hear what that man has to say in his defense and what evidence or what information that he has. It's funny that we only hear Tyler's side of the story. I want to know what caused that man, if he does have any emotional or, a mental or emotional disturbances. I'd like to know I want to see the receipts. Or was his emotional disturbance Tyler loving him and leaving him 2,000 miles, like, where was, you know, and at a fucking nightclub and fucking, I don't know, what's 2,000 miles from Los Angeles? I don't know, Portland, Oregon, or some shit like that. And, you know, they had some weekend rendezvous and he just didn't want to cut it off. I don't know. Sounds fishy to me, but I'm gonna let y'all tap in with me again. Leave a comment. Make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast on YouTube. Subscribe, rate, and review this podcast on Apple and Spotify. And follow us on Instagram.com/CARMINE DAVIS, Instagram.com/CARMINE DAVIS Show. And you will become eligible to win $20 to $200 on the Carmine's Cash App contest. I love y'all very much. I got a party to get to, child, but I wanted to tap in with y'all. Love y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.